know, did you press go live? Is it live? Hello, this is Tamika over at Pastries, Pumps, and Pie. And I am here to do a Thanksgiving cook with me. Happy Thanksgiving. Forgive me, y'all. I'm trying to do this live. I couldn't do this on my phone. I'm trying to do this tablet. I don't have a mount for my tablet, but I'm going to do the best that I can to get this live done with you guys. So what I'm doing this morning is cooking a pumpkin French toast. All right, so let me start by showing you. Just a second, guys. Get my lighting straight for y'all. All right, sorry. Hopefully everything is where it needs to be now. Hey, Nyleave, how are you? Just trying hard to get this done. I don't have my mount and everything. Well, I have my mount, but it doesn't hold my tablet. So that's one of the issues. So let's just start with the ingredients. This is raw, this is live, and this is what happens when you go live. Start with some eggs. You're also going to need some, hey, Tanya, you're going to need some pumpkin puree. And I got this big can because I need it for a cake as well. So I thought might as well just buy the big can. We're also going to need some vanilla. Okay. And cinnamon. And pumpkin pie spice. And then we also need milk. Normally I don't use whole milk, but since I needed it for another recipe, I said might as well use it. Okay. And so then you need your bread. And I was not sure what bread I was going to use, but luckily I found this. It is Nature's Own thick sliced brioche style. And brioche bread is not cheap, so I was happy to find this. So this is the bread that I'll be using. And then I'm going to make a pumpkin butter, which also uses some of the pumpkin. It also uses the pumpkin pie spice and cinnamon. It uses some maple syrup. And then, of course, your butter. All right, so we're going to start by doing the butter first. Hey, Michelle, happy Thanksgiving. All right, so let me start with that. So I'm going to start with the butter. Forgive me, y'all. I got thrown because I couldn't use my phone like I thought I was going to be able to. It's like I was able to go live, but it wasn't showing that I was live. So it was weird. So with the butter, you take some softened butter. And I'm doing half of this recipe because I don't have a whole bunch of people to feed right now. So I'm only going to do half of the recipe. And I'll add that in the description box when I'm done for you guys. So we need that, and we're just going to start by beating this, okay, with the honey, with the maple syrup. So we're going to do 1.5 teaspoons. Y'all, if y'all hear a knocking noise, y'all know I heard little Bubba because he getting on my nerves on Thanksgiving. All right, so let's see, the butter. Yeah, so let's do that first. Let me open my pumpkin. I don't know what I was thinking. So let me open this because I do need it open. So how are y'all this Thanksgiving morning? I haven't talked to y'all since the other day. I appreciate y'all being on when you could be with your families or just chilling and resting right now. So I appreciate it very much that you're here. All right. All right, so let me start by beating this first a little bit and getting that going, the butter. All right, hopefully it won't make too much noise. Whoops, I got a lot of cords going on, y'all. A lot of cords, which is not necessarily a good thing. All right, here we go. And you want to beat this until it just gets like fluffy. I'm trying to make sure I check it. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, do that. Yes, remember we were talking about that the other night. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna move some stuff around here because I need some space. And I'm gonna set this aside over here. Okay, now the next thing I need to add to that is the pumpkin, the maple syrup, the vanilla, the cinnamon, and the pumpkin spice. So because I'm only doing half of this recipe, I don't have to add as much as it's calling for. Okay. So I'm not going to do as much, just a tad, because I think that might even be a little bit too much. All right, so I'm going to put that in here, because it was originally 1/3 cup. And even though I'm a mathematician, it's hard to do half of a third. So I said I would just fill up the measuring cup halfway. All right, and then I need, for the maple syrup, I'm only going to be doing 1.5 teaspoons of that. So this probably cost me the most out of everything for this recipe, because maple syrup, real maple syrup, is not cheap. But I wanted the real deal Holyfield. Okay. All right, and then as far as my cinnamon and my pumpkin spice, I only need 1/4 a cup of each of those. I mean, 1/4 a teaspoon rather. Ooh, 1/4 a cup, we'd be in some trouble. All right. So let's get in the cinnamon. Yeah, so do y'all use pumpkin pie spice for much of anything? Because like I said, it was like $4 and some change. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. So yeah, I'm gonna need 1/4 teaspoon of this as well. But I don't know like what else I would possibly use this with. So it'll be sitting here next year. I better do a whole lot of pumpkin recipes or something and put this to use. Oh, so 1/4 teaspoon of that. All right. And then I need 1/2 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. So you don't really like pumpkin spice any? I'm not a big fan of pumpkin, really, Tanya, which is strange because I've said before I can only have it if it's like in some kind of quick bread. I will not just eat a pumpkin pie. I will not eat a pumpkin mousse. It has to be like baked in something. And because this is French toast and it will kind of just coat the bread, I can do it that way. And then I'm making a pumpkin cake for later today. Yeah, but otherwise I don't really care for it. You like it in cakes? Yeah, to me that's the best way to have it. The best is in some kind of cake, a muffin, something of that nature. So I'm gonna try this. Let me see what it tastes like. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's not too sweet, which is great. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this aside. And now we're going to get everything going for the French toast itself. So I have this little baking pan that I'm going to get everything going in here. All right, so I need to start with my eggs. I need 2 eggs. I'm going to actually crack them in here to make sure I don't get any shells. Great. All right. And then we'll put those in there. And then for the milk, I only need 1/3 cup. Like I said, normally I would not be using whole milk, but since I had it for another recipe, there was no sense in letting it go to waste. So I said, let me go ahead and use it. Otherwise, I would have used my almond milk for this. Okay. And then as far as the pumpkin, we're going to do 1/4 cup of pumpkin, just 1/4 cup. Because we are doing half of this recipe. Y'all see my pajama pants? So yeah, I'm gonna have quite a bit of pumpkin left. I'll probably have enough to make this again if I actually want to make some more. All right. Alrighty, and then we need to go back to our spices. So 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice. And I think I just used that 1/2 teaspoon on the maple syrup. I did. So I'm gonna clean that up. So we don't want that to stick. All right. So go back and do 1/2 teaspoon each of these. Okay. And then again of the cinnamon. Y'all know me in the kitchen aren't like best friends or anything like that. I don't really be in the kitchen. So this is a special treat for y'all. I had a friend laugh at me one time at one of our singles events because they asked us to go in the kitchen and help out. And I was just standing there. And she was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "You don't even know what to do because you don't ever be in the kitchen." I was like, "You sure right." I was like so lost. They had to give me directions on what to do. It was so sad. So they left me to cleaning the fruit. That was all they trusted me with. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm a fairly good cook. Just cooking just isn't my thing. I always say I'm more of a consumer than I am a producer. I always say that. All right, so I think that's get a little bit more whipping action. I didn't want to make a mess, but let me get a little bit more whipping action going here. And then we'll start going with our pan. Now I have another recipe that I'm gonna have recipe video go up for you guys tomorrow. So when you get tired of your leftover turkey, I got a great chili mac recipe that you'll be able to try. Okay, so let me move some stuff out of the way, guys, so that I can make room for my pan. So let me move this stuff. All right, put our pumpkin aside. All right. So here's our pan. We need to plug it in. Let me unplug the mixer. Now this little bad boy heats up like pretty nicely. So we always have to be careful when we use this because we don't want to burn anything. And it, like I said, it heats up fairly well. We get much butter. All right, so we're going to, I'm going to move this in front of the cord so I won't create any mess there. And we have our butter, and then we just need our bread. So yeah, this recipe feeds like 4, I believe, considering that they would each eat 3 slices. But I'm not trying to make 12 slices and eat to myself. That would be crazy. And I don't even know if little bro is going to enjoy any of this, especially since it has the milk and he's vegan. So I don't know. He might eat some. We'll have to see. So already I could feel this thing getting really hot. It does not waste any time. So let's get the butter going in there. A little bit of butter. Okay. And let's go ahead and start with our first slice. You want to get a nice, good soak. Some people will sometimes let their French toast like soak overnight. I've never done that, making French toast. I just think that might be a little bit too much flavor. I don't know. And then we're going to go ahead and add that right in our pan. Okay. Let's get a spatula. I'll get a big one since we got and so you're going to want to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Move that butter around. Yeah, and then that'll get, you want to get a nice brown color on it. Nice brown color. I do like my French toast just like that, toasted. I don't like very pale toast at all. I've never been a pale toast person. Says toasted needs to be toasted. So with this pan, because it gets so hot, you know, I'm going to have to be really checking because it cooks really fast. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but then it makes cooking time speed up a little bit as well. Let me get a plate. So any of you like French toast? Is that one of your great breakfast favorites? My favorite breakfast food, I would have to say, is definitely a muffin. If not a muffin, then I prefer to have waffles. And then if not waffles, French toast. I still even prefer French toast over a pancake. I appreciate you going live with this. Yeah, kind of. Not really though, because I was filming my other recipe video last night. I kind of had things um pretty much set up. It's just it threw me when I couldn't use my phone, and I thought I was going to use that one app. And the funny thing about that app is it wasn't showing that I was live, but when I went on, my creator studio on YouTube, it showed that it was there. So it was just weird. You love French toast and waffles? Yes, me too. But sausage is your favorite? I didn't even think to add like any breakfast because I gave up like pork years ago. I don't really eat breakfast meat. Every now and then, if I can find like turkey bacon, I'll do that. I do get sometimes the vegetarian sausage patties and stuff like that. And I have some, but I didn't even think, because I'm a pastry girl, my first mind is on the pastries and not on anything else per se. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I miss having some nice country sausage for breakfast, but most of the country sausages are made with pork. Yeah, there's a restaurant here in town called Magnolia Pancake House. They have the best homemade pork sausages. So the first time, well, one time, it wasn't the first time per se, but one time I went and we took my godson and he got it with his meal. And my mom tasted it, but I refused. I was like, I'm not eating no pork. I'm not eating my pork. And then another time I went with my bestie and he had it. And I was like, okay, let me try it. Y'all, when I say that was the best pork sausage ever, ever. And I wanted to eat the rest of it so bad, but I couldn't. And the crazy thing is, we just saw a news story. I think I want to say it was yesterday. Somebody ran into the side of their building. They have like a little building on the side where they have like parties and stuff like that. Somebody ran into their building with their car. They accidentally put their foot on the gas instead of the brake. And they still sat there and ate breakfast after that whole fiasco. I would have been embarrassed to sit there and eat breakfast after I just ran into the building of the restaurant. But I guess he wanted that food bad, and believe me, their food is that good. My nephew actually works at that location. We should have called him and made. No, I'm thinking of no. He works at a different restaurant over there on the same street. All right, but let me go ahead and plate this one. I think we're good here. It's hard to tell when it's completely brown because it does have the pumpkin, which adds some color. Okay, so we're gonna do another slice. Add just a tad bit more butter, not a whole lot. Just a tad. But yeah, so can you imagine you run into the restaurant, you have the nerve to sit there and eat when you're done? Who does that? Knowing me, I would have done that because they have what do they call it? A praline pecan French toast, I think is what they call it. Ooh. When I tell you that stuff is the bomb, you don't even need syrup on them. It is so good. So good. I'm going to put that. Yeah. So yeah, that's like the one thing that I always order when I go there. It was the first thing I ever got, and it's very difficult for me to order anything else. So almost I don't think I've ever ordered anything else. No. I always order the same. You don't even need syrup on that French toast. It has I don't know what they do to it. It's just delicious. And then they have like all different kinds of eggs Benedict. They have a crab cake eggs Benedict. I don't even eat shellfish, but the last time I was there, I saw a lady as they brought it to the table to her, and my mouth fell open because it was just amazing how it looked. Just amazing. And I was like, oh my goodness. I wanted some so bad. And they have all different kinds, all different kinds of French toast, all different kinds of pancakes. And you can definitely end up waiting an hour easily on any given day to get in there. So, have y'all started cooking for today? Those of you that are cooking, I have like the dressing that I ordered from the restaurant, the local restaurant. It has to be heated in the oven. I don't even know how long. I think it was like about an hour. I don't remember. But I just need to heat that and cook my veggie turkey cutlets and my mac and cheese. So I can have all of that going in the oven, at the same time. And then I need to make the cake. My mom was like, "You haven't made the cake yet?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "I'm glad I made another cake so I don't have to be waiting on you for." But yeah, the cake doesn't take long. So I can have all of that going at the same time. So I'm not too concerned about that. She made a lemon cake, my mom did. So I'll probably definitely go by and get some of that because I haven't had lemon cake in a very, very long time. I know somebody mentioned that on the live the other day. I think it was Larissa. She had mentioned lemon cake, and I'm like, yeah. Little Bubba used to make a bomb lemon cake, but we can't barely get a cake out of him these days. Barely. I would show y'all the cake he made for my uncle, but it's all wrapped up. Let's see. Yeah, that still needs a little bit more time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try my other piece because I can't wait. Let me pour me some syrup on here. Let me get my butter first. So we're gonna add some of that nice whipped butter there. And what I like I said, this didn't come out too sweet, so that was good. That was good. And then we're gonna add some of the syrup on there. You don't want to put, with real maple syrup, you don't want to put too much, and it comes out fast. So you got to be careful. And you don't need a lot of it like you need with the artificial stuff. Not at all. Almost forgot a fork. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. Get a nice heaping of that butter with it. It's good, y'all. Oh my God. I'm sorry if I'm smacking because this is so good. Goodness. That butter. Lord. Y'all, it's so good. Look at that. That butter is the bomb. It is the bomb. I wish y'all could taste it right now. Oh, man. It is so good. And it's not too sweet. Like nothing is too sweet. Maple syrup is inherently very sweet. Naturally. but because you know what, there was not even any sugar in the custard for the French toast. And the only sweetener was the little bit of maple syrup that was added into the butter. So it's not very sweet and it's delicious. Oh my God. When I tell y'all, like, I'm not even exaggerating. This is so good. And the pumpkin flavor is not heavy, but you can still taste the pumpkin. And so I will definitely link the recipe. Oh my God. Mm, mm, mm. I'm sorry. It is so good. Let me get my other piece before it burns. Lord Jesus. That's so good. Hey, Sherry. We're making French toast today. I need to see if baby Bub wants a slice. I made a whipped cinnamon butter, and everything for it. So really good. See that butter there, Sherry? And the butter has some of the pumpkin puree. Oh my God, it's so good. Y'all, remember how they used to say, too bad we don't have smell-o-vision? This is divine. And I know people make different butters all the time, but I think I'm gonna have to start making that just for like a biscuit or something like that. I think that would be even good on a biscuit. I know on the recipe, the lady says that she swaps out the maple syrup for honey when she uses the butter like on rolls. So that's another way you can use that whipped butter too. So I think this is fabulous. Fabulous. Little Bub, let's see if Little Bub wants some. You want a slice? All right. So once again, Sherry, I know you just got on, and I know my kitchen looks like a hurricane blew through here, but there is the coating on the custard mix. And then the whipped butter. Let me show that to you. And so, whoops, let me adjust it. Hold on. There's the whipped butter, Sherry. Yeah, it's the pumpkin first. So, hey, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, I got to show you what it looks like, Cheryl, because you were the main one encouraging me to do this. So I definitely got to show you that in just a sec, okay? I would flip the camera, but I don't even know how to flip the camera in the middle of the live. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to turn this off until I know if I'm going to make some more, because this thing, like I said, gets really hot. So I'm going to turn that off. So Cheryl, I did make it. I did half the recipe. Let me show you. So here we have some right here. We added some maple syrup. We added some of that whipped butter to it. I want some more of that whipped butter. Okay. And it's divine. It really is. Okay. It's really divine. Send it FedEx. If I could, I would. Let me tell you. If I could, I would. I thank you guys for hopping on with me this morning because, like I said, you could have been on somewhere cooking or with your family or your friends. And forgive my kitchen. It is crazy. We have food everywhere because My little brother's eating a whole separate meal for me, and I'm eating a whole separate meal for him. And so we got tons of food everywhere for prep for our meals today. But I thank you guys for joining me. And I wish you guys a very happy, safe, and blessed Thanksgiving. Everyone is at Starbucks? Really? Well, people are at Starbucks all day, every day, which is crazy. You see the lines at their drive-through real late at night, and it's like, hello, you're really drinking coffee this late? It's crazy. I think that's insane. But I will add the recipe in the description. Like I said, the original recipe makes like 12 slices. And there's no way I can eat 12 slices by myself. So I did do only half of the recipe. What I would advise is really using the maple syrup, like real deal Holyfield maple syrup. It makes a big difference in recipes. Once I had it in Canada, I can't go back. I can't use any imitations anymore. Use a real good vanilla also. So like we use this one. Okay. So use a really good vanilla. That helps bring out a lot of flavor. If you prefer a lot of pumpkin, you can add more pumpkin. If you prefer more spice, you can definitely add more of the spice, depending on your preferences. You could also use almond milk instead of the whole milk, or soy milk if you want to make it dairy free, but there are the eggs, so you could always use an egg substitute as well. They do exist. I haven't tried an egg substitute yet, but I do plan on doing that in the near future. So you're gonna try the cake recipe, Cheryl? Is that the one you're talking about? Because that cake is the bomb. Now, I don't know if you guys saw when I posted that a couple of days ago. If you decide to try the pumpkin cake recipe, whether that be today or another day, make sure you only add the topping when you're ready to serve it. That's what is recommended, that you add the topping when you're ready to serve it. You want that topping to be nice and warm on there, and that cake is the bomb. I tell you, when I filmed the video, I forgot I was filming when I tasted it. And I had to remind myself, you're filming, you need to talk to the camera. Because I just started enjoying the cake. I mean, it was that good. And I think what really made that cake pop when I made it is that I used fresh grated nutmeg. So if you have fresh grated nutmeg, I would recommend you use that with the cake recipe. It will make a world of difference in your recipes if you use fresh grated nutmeg as opposed to the ground one. But yeah, that made a big difference. So here you can like buy whole nutmeg like this, and you just use a little grater and you just grate it. And it's big difference. Big difference. All right, but I'm going to let you guys go so y'all can get back to your families. Don't forget to slay, subscribe, like, and accept the alerts. Sure, I was happy to do this, and thanks for encouraging me to do it, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Next time I'll try to be more organized. And make sure you look out for my other video tomorrow that will be posted. That way, like I said, when you get tired of your turkey, you can go to this easy chili mac recipe. And what I like about the chili mac recipe too, especially if you're going to serve it to people that don't normally eat vegetables, it has a little bit of zucchini in it. And I'm not even a zucchini person, but I love that little bit of zucchini crunch in that recipe. So I will post that video tomorrow. Like I said, editing is a beast on food and recipe videos, so it will get posted for you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. I wish I could turn the camera around, but I can't figure out how to do it. And so see you guys. Bye-bye.